Welcome to the 32nd episode of Lalitha Sahasranam. The 1,000 combinations in which the harmonious state of northbound and southbound forces can be reached. Therefore, the ability to draw unlimited and unconditional energy from the universe can be explored. Even if we achieve 10%, 20%, 30%, or even 50% of this harmonious state of, if not 1,000, even if 50%, even if 30%, if one can achieve, it brings about a huge difference to the lifestyle, and then it also gives rise to the blissful state in their individual's life. Therefore, Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra not only promotes a blissful life, it also helps to the individual to reach the soul saturation. That is the essence of chanting Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. So let us move on. The next nama is the Bhandasura Shakti Sena Samanvita. Bhandasura Shakti Sena Samanvita. This is the 64th nama in the sequence. So Bhandasura Vadodjukta Shakti Sena Samanvita. Towards accomplishing the mission, termination of Bhandasura, the Universal Mother has opened up an employment portal, or employment opportunities are being created towards that effect, the effect of terminating Bhandasura. Now, Bhandasura, Asura means the force that is going in the opposite direction towards the Sura. Sura is towards the divinity, so Asura means exactly opposite towards the Sura. So therefore Asura refers to demonic activity, and Bhandasura refers to the demonic activity exemplified by the inertia. So inertia as the demonic effect, as the demonic force that has gone beyond the limit, beyond the threshold, that is called Bhandasura. So this Bhandasura, so towards the termination of the Bhandasura, the Universal Mother has created an employment or portal through which the posts, the volunteers have been assembled. The army is been created, Shakti Sena Samanvita. The army for accumulation of the power to overpower the inertial effects of Bhandasura. So that is Shakti Sena Samanvita. Now here we have to understand who is this Bhandasura, how did he enter into the scene all of a sudden. Now from the Nama Sudasara Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini, through that Nama Sudasagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini, through this Nama, the individuals who have been trained to operate in a witness mode like lotus flower, blossoming like lotus flowers, sea of lotus flowers, forest of lotus flowers, have been granted with unconditional desires, sea of desires, to help them to overcome, to help them to achieve, accomplish as many actions as possible towards the fulfillment and saturation of their life. And they have been trained to operate in a witness mode, so they have given as many desires, unconditional number of desires, for them to get fulfilled through Sudasagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. Now, usually, let's say if we are given an opportunity that you're free to do whatever you want and free to execute any karmacharana that you wish. So there is no limitation in terms of the wealth, in terms of the money, in terms of any other physical binding. There is no physical limitation, so you're free to do whatever you want, and so anything you touch, anything you do, it will be successful. So if an individual is given this kind of freedom, unlimited freedom to accomplish, and if such freedom is given, if such a freedom is given to lot many individuals, like thousands, in tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, individuals are given such a freedom, there is no physical limitation, there is no limitation in terms of the wealth, there is no kind of any such limitation. So any karmacharana or action is allowed. So if such a freedom is given, what would happen? Will all the community of 100,000 will they reach saturation? What will happen? Will all of them will act in witness mode towards fulfilling of these desires? What would happen? It can so happen that some of the individuals may try to misuse this absolute unconditional freedom of choice and even stretch it beyond the threshold limit of the saturation, and may violate the rule of witness mode of operation. Okay, so that's exactly what happened in Devarshigana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. So the unconditional freedom of choice and the unconditional desires in terms of the boons passed by the Mother, Universal Mother, that the freedom was being misused by some individuals. Therefore, there was an imbalance created. That is Devarshigana Sanghata. Ghata means it's an act of terrorism. Ghata means act of terrorism. Sanghata means it's a community it's not over a small individual that has happened, it's a whole community that has affected. Which community? The divine community as well as the witness mode operating community have been affected, as if there is a terrorist strike that as if there is a bomb blast that has happened, and these forces have been forcibly converted towards the demonic activities. That's why the saints and divine forces are taking the help of Universal Mother in Devashi Gana Sanghata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava. They're praising the glory of Universal Mother so that the order can be restored. This is the order we are talking about in the internal inner universe. So that means those individuals, they have violated this rule of absolute freedom, unconditional freedom provided by the Universal Mother, and there is an excessive negative energy in them that has resulted in forcible conversion of positive energy, that is divine forces, and neutral energy, that is saints witness mode in the body, towards the negative energy. So there is an excess imbalance created, and to restore the balance, the divine forces and witness mode operating sage community are requesting Universal Mother to restore the order in the inner universe through Devashigana Sanghat Suyamanatma Vibhava. So, and Universal Mother has promptly responded to the request. And what she has done Bhandasura Sekti Sena Samanvita. First of all, she has identified what is the root cause for this imbalance. The root cause for the imbalance is that there is a build-up of huge inertia in the form of the negative energy, that is Bhandasura. And this huge inertia is a result because that individual has misused the absolute freedom, unconditional freedom provided by the Universal Mother, has stretched it beyond the threshold limit of the saturation. Even after attaining the saturation, he is misusing the resources of the Mother Nature, of the Universal Mother. Those resources are being misused, and so in the end, it has become an inertia. Therefore, so she has identified the root cause, that is the inertia effect. So what needs to be done? She has to overpower this inertial force. And to overpower the inertial force, she has accumulated and started filling in positions to create an army called Sekti Sena, army of power, to overpower the Bhandasura, inertial effect. So that is Bhandasura Vadojyukta Sekti Sena Samanvita. So therefore, this Bhandasura, the inertia is, overcoming inertia is the most difficult thing. It is possible to somehow convince Ravanasura, who is actually an enlightened person. He is full of energy. He is full of he is full of mobility. But Bhandasura is like inertia, so it's very difficult to overpower a Bhandasura. So such people, the Bhandasura characteristic, the inertial effect people, there are many such people in the world, and their job is to just to sit, do nothing, and just eat, and then think about the past or live in the future, don't stay in the current, and then build up an inertia. That's all they are doing. And such people, such individuals are a burden to Mother Earth. They are the root cause for wasting the resources of Mother Nature. There are some, if not millions, there are some hundreds of thousands of such individuals in the world. All of them are representatives of Bhandasura, the inertial demonic force. So that is the essence of this nama, and as Krishna has pointed out in Bhagavad Gita, paritrana sadhunam vinasaya saddushkrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So to restore the balance of positive energy with negative energy, so whenever there is an imbalance, I will correct the imbalance by creating enough neutral elements. These neutral elements have the power to either transform themselves into the positive energy as positive energy elements or as negative energy elements, depending on the situation. So in this case, Bhandasura Vadodjukta Shakti Sena Samanvita, there is a need for balancing in the positive terrain. So the Shakti Sena, through the Shakti Sena, the neutral elements that have been inducted, the army of the neutral elements that have been inducted through the employment opportunity provided by the Universal Mother. So they in turn will operate as positive energy, so that the net energy in the body is again back to the neutral. So that is a strategy of mission termination Bhandasura, that strategy of Universal Mother. So this nama Bhandasura Vadodjukta Shakti Sena Samanvita. Through this nama, anybody who wants to get rid of the inertial effects, anybody who wants to overcome the resistance to change, anybody who wants to terminate the inertial effects, anybody who has the hesitation to take up new activities, all these are manifestations of Bhandasura. Those individuals can chant this nama Bhandasura Vadodjukta Shakti Sena Samanvita, and they will get upliftment in their personality. Their personality will be enriched by getting rid of the inertial effects in the body, and you can see a turnaround in their personality, that is minus Bhandasura, the inertial effects. So there will be restoration of the order in the body, in their inner world, and they will be happy to take up the new activities in life towards the enrichment. So therefore, faculty of personality gets a training through Bhandasura Vadodjukta Shakti Sena Samanvita. So the next nama is Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita. Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita. So this nama, the employment, the induction of army, the Shakti Sena has started with this nama. Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vajasevita. So the Sampathkari is one of the army chief of Shakti Sena to overpower the inertial effects of Bhandasura. So Sampathkari is an expert in she is a scholar in the subject of elephants, how to tame an elephant. So in that field she's an expert, and not only that, she has a faculty of discretion as high and better than the faculty of discretion of an elephant. And not only that, she is also expert in Vasikarana or taming of elephant with the help of the ankusam. Ankusam is that sharp pinpointed tool to tame an elephant that they hit on the head of the elephant. So she is an expert in that use of that tool, ankusam. The field of the subject of ankusam, the subject of elephant, and she has faculty of discretion that is better than the elephant. So in this context, so we have to know about the elephants. So the untamed elephant, the wild elephants that exist in the forest, how to tame them. So first they have their faculty of discretion have to be taken into the control. Then the elephant gets tamed. So in the Nama Raga Swarupa Pasadhya Krodakar Ankusojvala, in that Nama, the faculty of intellect was being controlled, taken into control through pasam. Faculty of discretion is being controlled through ankusam. Among all the living beings, the elephant, faculty of intellect and faculty of discretion is the highest. It has got highest discretion ability among all the living beings. It has the ability to distinguish a sensitive object, and also ability to take on the heaviest object without causing without creating a damage, without causing a damage to those objects. So that is the characteristic of the elephant. So its faculty of discretion among all the living beings, including animals and humans, elephant has the highest discretion ability. So its faculty of discretion is the highest. So therefore, so if we can tame that elephant, so if we can control that discretion of an elephant, we can control anybody in this universe, anybody's discretion in this universe, faculty of discretion. So that is the technique. So if we can apply the principles of controlling or taming a wild elephant here, so we can control the faculty of discretion of any individual in this universe. That's the principle of Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhurvaja Sevita. So there is a Patanjali formula called Chittavritti Nirodham Yogam. So what happens while doing the taming of elephant? So with the sharp tool, when the person is hitting on the head of the elephant, so elephant temporarily loses the faculty of the faculty of discretion becomes blank for elephant. So that is, in that state we can quickly control the elephant. That is called in Patanjali Shastra, it is called Chittavrutti Nirodham Yogam. So temporarily, when a person loses the faculty of discretion, that means discretion ability is lost. That is called yogam. So maybe it's possible that the term Gaja Yogam has been originated with this concept. So taming the elephant, meaning the elephant in Gaja Yogam. That means the elephant is in harmony, because it is its discretion is no longer in its control. The discretion, faculty of discretion of the elephant is in the control of the person who is sitting on the elephant. So that is Gaja Yogam. So therefore, among the army of the Shakti Sena that have been formed to overpower Bhandasura, the inertial force of the demonic inertial force in the body. So among this army there are lot of elephants. I mean, the representatives of the elephants who have the discretion ability as high as elephants. So Sampathkari is the leader of this the elephant army towards the realization of the overpowering of Bhandasura. And she is an expert in how to use the tool Ankusam, how to use use the discretion ability of the army of the elephants towards overpowering the discretion, faculty of discretion of Bhandasura. Okay, so obviously the Bhandasura, the inertial, the force of the initial demonic force, has misused his faculty of discretion while executing Sudha Sagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayani. Obviously, he has misused. Those individuals have misused this nama, these namas, and misused the discretion while executing these namas, and therefore the Bhandasura effect was formed. So that's why the first the leader or chief of army is Sampathkari. So obviously the strategy of the universal mother is to attack the faculties of Bhandasura, or the demonic inertial force in the body, one by one. And the first one to attack, in the list is faculty of discretion of Bhandasura. So in the scripture about Sampathkari, it is written that she has the ability to shatter through the Triputi. Triputi means three. Triputi means it's a triangular. A triangular shape. So Triputi means in this case it means Brahma Grandhi, Vishnu Grandhi, and Rudra Grandhi. So Sampathkari has the ability to shatter through the three grandhis. Grandhi means knot of Bhandasura, or those individuals who are driven by the inertia. So, in the case of Bhandasura, or the inertia, those individuals who are having excessive inertia, the knots are so tight. It's not one knot; it's several knots that has happened. So their grandhis are so tight. There is no transfer of flow through that grandhi. So everything has become a standstill. There is a stagnation effect that has resulted, and hence that stagnation effect is the inertial effect. This Sampathkari, who is an expert in the subject of elephants, in taming the elephants, she's expert in using the tool of ankusam. She has, with the sharp tool of ankusam, she can penetrate through these grandhis and loosen those tight knots of Bhandasura. And so that is the significance of Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita. Arudha means, asana means being seated. But it is possible that we need not, we don't use that seat forever. Even for the Prime Minister elected or the President elected or any other elected leader, whatever is the term, till the term is that seat available. Beyond the term, they have to vacate that seat and then again contest or show their eligibility criteria in order to again occupy that seat. So that is called asana. But arudha, arudha means she never leaves. He or she, the individual, never leaves that particular characteristic. So forever she is having that characteristic. That's why Vishnu is known as Gajarudha, and the Surya, the sun god, is known as Saptasvaradhamaruda. So like this, Arudha means they never leave. It is, and similarly Kali is known as Shavarudha. She doesn't leave corpse, the dead body. She always stays with the dead body. So that's the difference between Arudha and Asana. So through this nama, the faculty of discretion gets a facelift. The earlier nama, Bhandasura Jukta Sakti Sena Samanvita, is faculty of personality gets a upliftment. Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita has the ability to overpower the inertial effects in the body to enrich the faculty of discretion to that effect. And with this nama, Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita, the 24 forms of the Guru, in one of that form is the elephant. So from Kamakshi to Sampathkari Samarudha, to these namas cover the Guru form of elephant. So that is the meaning of Sampathkari Samarudha Sindhura Vrajasevita. So the remaining namas we will explore in the next episode. Thank you.